Ladies and gents, girls and boys, this is a quick work log video. I've just completed installing a brand new truss rod in this old 80s Aria Pro 2 SB800. So it's quite tricky with through neck instruments doing truss rod replacements because, of course, you know, you can't remove the neck. But yeah, this went relatively okay. Thought it was going to be, thought it was going to turn into a nightmare at one point because removed the fretboard relatively cleanly, but then of course as it cooled down after removal, there was a little bit of shrinkage. Wasn't too bad, but it was enough. It was like a millimeter on each. It's like half a millimeter on each side. So it meant that I had to resize and shape the sides of the neck to match after it was glued. But it's come out nice and it feels very comfortable. Now that the back of the neck is a satin finish, it's very, very smooth and maybe more comfortable, I think, than having the gloss. It's less sticky. The original gloss finish is up here from about the what is that, the 19th fret, and then, you know, right down to the nut, past the nut on the headstock. Yeah. So the good news is that it plays at a good medium low setting, which is 1.5 millimeters at the 12th fret. I think that's really optimal. Yeah, but it doesn't. It doesn't appear to have any problems with buzzing or anything at this setup. I think that's optimal. The truss is very sensitive. Like, even if I just tweak it just a tiny bit, if I tighten it just a tiny bit, yeah, it starts to choke out. So yeah, that's the optimal setting, I believe. Of course, when I ship it, it's going to be slacked off more than it was here. Yeah, it's nice. That's, of course, balanced. Sounds great. so and now I slacked the truss off just a little bit more, and this is now 1.75. You can actually dig in a bit more at 1.75 at the 12th fret, and if I tighten it just a tiny little bit, yeah, that's probably let's just see now. I think that's gone down to, yeah, see, that's even just a tiny little bit of tightening. Let's take it down to 1.5 millimeters. So it's the extremely sensitive truss rod. It's a high quality one. I got from my supplier here in Tokyo, and yeah, it was the only one I could find that would fit this type of channel. The original truss rod is one of those ones that's enclosed in like a aluminium channel. Yeah, it's the only one I could find that would that was the correct length and size. So yeah, but luckily it seems to be working well. I've had this tuned up and left overnight, and it's been relatively stable. It kept its tuning. The action stayed pretty much the same. Very tiny discrepancy. So it looks like it's all good. All that remains to be done is just final cleaning and polishing, and that's just going to be a tiny little bit more fret dressing, just to iron out any small details. But you know, usually when you change a truss rod and you put a fretboard back on, you know, you do all your leveling and planing on the back of the fretboard and on the neck to make sure it's flat and clean. But even so, oftentimes there'll be a little bit of, it'll be necessary to just dress a couple of the frets for any you know, potential discrepancy, potential unevenness. But in this case, it's been really minimal, which is good. It actually surprised me because of the fretboard shrinkage. And also the other thing is, I think this had the truss rod had been doctored previously. There were signs that the fretboard had been partially removed before, and there was too much glue in there. Actually, there was glue residue, dried up, of course. There was too much in there. It was uneven. So yeah, obviously it had something done to it previously. So that was interesting. But anyway, now it's much better. Plays nicely. Like I said, just a few finishing touches, and it'll be ready to go. So that's it, guys. It's just a work log video, and I hope the customer is going to be pleased enough with this to follow through with it. Otherwise, if not, that's fine. This will just go up on sale with the new truss rod installed, and with the price to reflect the work involved as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.